Stop buying home decor. Seriously, just stop. Because almost everything you see in those aesthetic home stores, the textured wall hangings, the chunky coasters, the little baskets that cost way too much, you can make all of that yourself with a hook and some yarn, and it'll look just as good. Actually, it'll look better because no one else will have the exact same thing. I've been crocheting home decor for a while now, and people always ask me where I got stuff from. When I tell them I made it, they don't believe me. They think I'm being modest or something. But that's the whole point. If you do it right, your handmade pieces genuinely look like something you picked up from a nice shop, not something you pulled off a beginner Pinterest board from 2013. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through some crochet decor projects that look expensive and store-bought, even though they're not. Some of these are quick, some take a little more time, but all of them are the kind of thing you can put in your home and not feel like you have to explain to guests. No one needs to know it took you a Sunday afternoon and a ball of cotton yarn. Let's start with something that gets a lot of attention and is honestly one of the easiest things you can make: the woven wall hanging. Wall hangings are everywhere right now. You've seen them in those minimalist apartment tours on YouTube, in every boho-styled room on Instagram, in boutique hotels that charge $300 a night. They look like they belong in an art gallery. But here's the thing, a lot of them are literally just yarn on a stick. The key to making a wall hanging that looks intentional and not like a craft project is all about texture and color. If you pick one neutral color, cream, oatmeal, a warm off-white, and mix different yarn weights and textures, the result looks really cohesive and thought out. You can use bulky yarn for some sections, thinner yarn for others, and even add a few rows of fringe at the bottom. The combination of textures is what makes it look like something a designer made. The base structure is simple. You're basically working rows of half double crochets, single crochets, and some basic fringe knots onto a piece of driftwood or a wooden dowel. You don't even need the wood to be perfect. A little roughness actually makes it look more organic and intentional. You can find driftwood at the beach, at craft stores, or honestly even just outside. A fallen branch works fine. When you're hanging it up, the height matters more than people think. Eye level or just slightly above looks the best. Too high and it gets lost, too low and it feels like something you stuck on the wall to fill space. Get it at the right height and it anchors the whole room. Next up, coasters. I know that sounds basic, but hear me out, because crochet coasters done the right way look genuinely nice. The mistake most people make is using cotton yarn in a boring solid color and making them too thin. That's what makes them look homemade in a not great way. What you want instead is a chunky cotton or a slightly thick yarn, a tighter stitch pattern, and a little bit of a raised texture. The waffle stitch is perfect for this. It creates this grid-like texture that looks exactly like what you'd find in a high-end home goods store. Run it in a terracotta, sage green, or a dusty blue, and you've got something that looks curated. For the sizing, aim for about 4 inches in diameter if you're doing round ones, or roughly 4 by 4 for squares. You want them substantial enough to feel purposeful when you hold them. Thin and floppy doesn't look store-bought. Thick and structured does. Make a set of 4 or 6 in the same color and stack them on your coffee table with a little velvet ribbon tied around them. Suddenly, they don't just look like coasters, they look like a gift set, like something you paid $30 for at a boutique. They also make really good gifts for that exact reason. Now let's talk about baskets and storage containers, because this one is a game changer. Chunky knit and crochet baskets are sold everywhere. Target, home stores, those Scandinavian design shops, and they're not cheap. A decent-looking woven basket can run you $20, $30, $40 easily. You can crochet your own for a fraction of that cost and honestly get something that looks better. The material makes the biggest difference here. Forget regular yarn for this one. You want either a thick cotton rope, a braided macrame cord, or a chunky t-shirt yarn. These materials give you the structured, firm shape that makes a basket look like it belongs in a store rather than a school art fair. Single crochet worked in a tight spiral is the stitch to use. It's simple, it's clean, and the tightness of the stitch is what holds the shape. The bigger you go with the cord, the faster it works up too. A medium-sized basket with macrame cord can come together in a couple of hours. These look great holding extra throw blankets, storing magazines, organizing your bathroom, or sitting next to a plant. The plant basket version is especially popular right now. You basically just make a small basket that a plain nursery pot can sit inside, and suddenly your plant looks like it came from a fancy plant shop. One tip that makes a huge difference for the store-bought look is weave in your ends really carefully and work on making the base of your basket as flat and even as possible. A lopsided base or visible yarn tails are the main things that make something look handmade. Fix those two things and you're good. Let's move on to something a little softer, throw pillow covers. Pillow covers are one of the most impactful things you can crochet for your home because pillows are everywhere. They're on sofas, beds, reading chairs, window seats, and pillow covers are actually one of the smarter things to crochet because you just need the cover. You can buy a cheap plain pillow insert and swap the cover based on the season or however you're feeling. The stitch that gets the most compliments on crochet pillow covers is the bobble stitch. It creates this three-dimensional texture that looks really lush and elevated. When you do a full pillow cover in bobble stitch with a chunky cotton or a soft chenille yarn, it looks like something you'd find in an interior design magazine. Work the front and back panels separately, then join them with a simple slip stitch border around 3 sides. For the closure, you can either do a simple overlap at the back, just crochet one panel slightly longer and let it flap over, or you can add a couple of buttons. Buttons immediately make something look more finished and intentional. Color choice matters a lot here. Stick to colors that work with your existing room palette. Neutral tones always work. If you want something with more personality, a deep rust, a forest green, or a navy can all look really rich and intentional without being too much. Avoid colors that are too bright or saturated if you want the store-bought look. Those tend to read more as crafts than as decor. Now here's one that not everyone thinks about completely: crocheted table runners. A crocheted table runner sounds old-fashioned, but it's not, as long as you approach it with the right stitch and the right yarn. This is one of those pieces that can transform a dining table or a sideboard from looking plain to looking like it was styled by someone with a design eye. The key is going long and open. A dense, heavy runner looks like a doily your grandmother had. A long, lightweight runner with an open lace-style stitch pattern looks modern and intentional without being complicated. The filet crochet pattern works beautifully for this. It creates a grid of open squares that looks elegant and refined without being complicated. Use a thin cotton thread or a lightweight cotton yarn in white, cream, or a soft natural color. The lightness of the material is what gives it that refined, store-bought quality. Work it long enough to hang off both ends of the table by a few inches. That overhang is part of what makes a table look styled rather than just placed. Set a candle or a simple vase on top, and you've got a table set that looks like it took real effort and thought. Really, the hardest part is just sitting still long enough to crochet the whole thing.